Office and Parks and Recreation, Grant?
Yes.
Yes, absolutely.
Really?
Yes.
I do not like
100%.
that show. I didn't like it at all. I had to take these off.
All day.
Did you even watch Psych?
I tried to. I couldn't get into it. I didn't think it was that funny.
Oh,
I thought
man.
it was more forced than anything.
Nope.
I just wasn't a fan.
No.
Those are actually currently the 3 TV series that I actually have purchased.
I mean,
own?
And
literally,
yes, they're all right up there.
If I were to purchase TV series like Grant did or whatever, those would be my 3 as well. Like, they are mint. Like, Psych's first season is kind of slow to get into, but it's definitely worth it.
Okay. I will have to maybe look into it after I'm done with Superstore.
There is no maybe.
You guys watch severely different things than I do.
That's because
I know Chance likes Pokemon.
We like good shows. Not saying that you don't. I'm just saying. The shows that we watch are really freaking good.
I like the dry humor. There comes a point, though, in The Office to where Michael Scott just really gets me.
I, too, wish to blank Pam.
I do like Pam. I do like Pam.
You, Dan, don't touch me.
Yes. Okay. So let's
talk about Scott's tots, though.
Oh.
Hey, Mrs. Scott. No. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? Make our dreams come true.
What a good man.
I'm so sorry. I was typing something out and I was preoccupied. Anyway, let's get into it so then we can all talk about something because Chance looks like he's gonna fall asleep. We have a lot of news today, bros. We got a lot of stuff we got to talk about. There is quite a lot that has been either surfaced this week or stuff that has been further expanded on. So let's just jump right into it and we will go as deep as possible. And by that I mean verbally, not any way else. First things first, we have some news on the Xbox. The new Xbox that's coming out. We know that it's going to be coming out more than likely early November, for sure November, but early November. There's been some leaks. You can look up that on Xbox on their leaked release date. But we also got another leaked photo of the price. We got a leaked photo of the price, and apparently it's supposed to be $599 for the new Xbox, like the beefy version. There's going to be 2 apparently. The really beefy version that has just insane specs. You can look up those specs. I won't go into them now. Or there's going to be $400 supposedly for the cheaper version, which is also known as Project Lockhart, if you have heard of it that way. Project Lockhart. It apparently it's supposed to look like a GameCube. That's what a lot of people are thinking. Because you know how the main console, the big one's supposed to look like a mini fridge almost, or at least people say it's going to be a mini fridge. Project Lockhart apparently is supposed to be half of that.
Yeah, it's Xbox mini fridge. And then there's PlayStation Kaiba.
Until my Xbox can play games and keep my groceries cool, I'm not spending $600 on a damn console.
Why not?
Good news is Black Friday is right at the same time as the release. So hopefully there will be a sale right off the bat.
Hopefully there will be a vaccine for COVID before Black Friday, or else I don't think Black Friday's happen.
I think it's going to be it's going to be one of those stupid things to where they're going to have to move everyone through the aisles and they're going to be like, I don't want food, I want a TV. And so it's going to be literally first come, first serve. You can't book it to the back like a marathon runner. I'm just interested to see what's going to happen if these prices are correct. Because I know for sure I won't buy it. I just want to know if the prices are correct. And then I want to know what PlayStation is going to be doing because of that in retaliation.
Yeah.
I think that they will both be close to that same price point. I mean, I was hoping for $500 because I wasn't expecting it to be $400 like the 1S was. I was expecting a higher price than that, but $600. I mean, it's not too far out there, but I was hoping it would be lower.
Yeah, no, I definitely was hoping for a $500 price tag. $599, I feel like is just a little bit too much for a new console. I mean, PlayStation 3 tried it back in the day, and I think that's the main reason why the console flopped.
Wasn't the PlayStation 3 when it wasn't the PlayStation 3 when it first came out being bought at stores and then being flipped on eBay for 300 or 400% more? Wasn't that the PlayStation 3? Or am I just making all of that up?
I think that was the NES Classic or whatever.
Oh. I remember
Yeah.
though, I was in high school and I had this kid in my class. He was a pile of crap. He actually almost killed me. Little known fact. He jumped on my chest and almost broke my. Anyway,
Should have
little
jumped
fun fact about Dan.
harder.
Yeah, should have jumped harder. But apparently, his mom back in the day when the PlayStation came out, I think it was PlayStation 3, was buying them at retail price and then flipping them for like $2,000. I remember that. But again,
Dang.
I think I made that up. Maybe hold on, let me look.
While you're looking that up, I was one of the people that flipped a classic NES. Like, I mean, we were all working at Target, and like we weren't allowed to buy like popular items for the first like 20 minutes or something like that they were on the floor.
Had to be 15 minutes on the shelf.
Okay, so yeah, and like during one of my shifts, I was like, "Oh hey, we have some of those. That's pretty neat." And then it was still there on my break, and I was like, "You know what? I'm gonna get that." And then I held on to it for like a month, and I was like, "I'm not actually gonna play it," so I sold it on like Facebook Marketplace or something.
I pretty much did the same thing. Like, I waited until we got some in stock. I was stocking in electronics, and I put it on like right at the 15-minute break for logistics team, and then I waited for the end of my break to buy it. I was like, "Oh, it's been 15 minutes. They're calling break time over." So I think you were the cashier that checked me out for it too, if I remember
Probably.
correctly.
Because I was the only electronics specialist for a long time.
It was either you or Taylor. I think it was you because I think Taylor was on one of his breaks.
Oh, I lied. It was a PlayStation 4. It was a PlayStation 4 that people started flipping crazy numbers, like thousands of dollars for a PlayStation 4.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
apparently
They were like
when
hard
they,
to come by.
yeah,
I can't even imagine
when they first
though,
came out.
like,
Go ahead.
sorry, but I can't even imagine like not just wanting a console enough to like try to buy it for a higher price, but buying it for that much. Like, no, I'm out.
Well, I mean,
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah, no.
little Timmy's birthday is coming up, and you're rich enough to afford that, and all the stores are sold out of their PlayStation 4s. I mean, like we were saying during podcast episode 7, there's a certain point where you reach money to where it's not even a number anymore to you. Like,
It's like buying new computer parts. You know, for example, Cord, a buddy that we all know, or at least I think Grant. Do you know Cord?
Yeah.
Okay, so we all know Cord. He's one of those PC guys who's like super into. I need the best thing possible. So he'll spend, you know, when the new Nvidia card comes out, he'll spend like $2,000 on the new card like it's nothing. He'll just drop it, and I'm like, gross. I couldn't do that. But he's one of those guys who really needs the new stuff, and so I think that's what the PlayStation 4 was like. Everyone wanted it, especially because it was, you know, November time, like normal consoles come out. So everyone's like, oh, I need to get it for my kid for Christmas. I think kind of like what Tim said. So
Yeah.
Very interesting.
Doesn't
Do you
help
guys
people.
think you're gonna buy an Xbox now, even with a $600 price tag, or do you think you're gonna wait for the like supposed $400 cheaper version?
I
I'm
don't
not-
think
I'm not buying either.
Yeah, Chance, we know you're a PC elitist.
I don't think that I'm gonna do the $600, but I think probably like the first good sale that I see, I'll probably jump on that.
I respect that.
no, I'll probably buy one right out the gate. I'll probably trade in my Xbox One X.
GameStop or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I
Are you
know-
gonna try and? Sorry, go ahead.
No, finish your statement.
I was gonna say, are you gonna try and buy PC parts before you get an Xbox, or you're just gonna get the Xbox and say screw the PC?
I think I'll probably try and get PC parts before I do the Xbox.
Okay,
Because
get that.
I definitely need to upgrade here soon.
I feel you.
I am so far in the past. I've got a 5-year-old desktop.
Oof.
I mean, here's the damn.
Jeez.
Here's my thing. The whole reason I'm not getting console because it seems like PlayStation, Xbox games are coming to PC anyway. So why would I waste the $600 to get a whole new console when they're just going to come to PC?
Exactly.
I mean, the reason I'm doing it is so, like, eventually I'd like to start, if it comes down, like, I'd like to start reviewing, like, games for specific consoles eventually in
I
the
like
future. So, I don't
Okay.
know.
So what about though if like so just hypothetically, and I'm just asking this question, I'm not trying to poke or prod, but what if, you know, say like Chance just said, what if all the games that are coming to Xbox are coming to PC? would you still want the console just cause to see how it plays on the like with a controller on the console?
Yeah.
Okay, I get that.
I mean,
so chance I take it you're not gonna budge on maybe the PlayStation or something? Because as far as I know, the PlayStation games aren't going to be coming to PC at least when they're released.
yeah. Probably.
Here's the thing:
PlayStation 4.
I have never spent a dime on a PlayStation console in my life.
I'm sorry.
I've always been an Xbox guy, and then after Xbox, I just purchased PC stuff.
I get you.
And Nintendo. Because Nintendo's like the only developer I'll buy consoles for anymore.
What about like say the next God of War or something like that comes out? Does that intrigue you at all?
Not a fan of God of War.
Okay. All right. Well, there's that. Here's a segue chance. What if the next Call of Duty comes out on PlayStation?
Screw it. I have enough to do with Modern Warfare right now.
Okay, I get that.
I've got to get my Damascus camo.
Gross.
I'm
I would
chance.
Maybe
Go ahead,
Call of
Grant.
Duty will learn from their mistakes and actually have their own servers instead of like third partying them.
Well,
I
I
would
mean,
hope that they would fix that.
all the new Call of Duty has to do is make a decent camo that doesn't look like Damascus, because Damascus looks like poo poo. Change my mind.
Damascus looks like poo poo. Obsidian looks like poo poo on certain weapons, but looks great on other weapons.
The only thing I care about is the platinum, honestly. I couldn't give a shit about Damascus.
Platinum looks clean, not gonna lie.
Platinum looks like black tinfoil.
That's
I like
Obsidian.
the Onyx camo. I like the Onyx. I think the Onyx on the growl looks sick.
Here's the thing.
Yeah.
If you grab that, I think it's the purple tracer round for the Gra, and then you put Obsidian on that, it has like a purplish tint to the black. It looks pretty nice.
Yeah, kind of like how
I like that.
the
Mountain Dew pitch
how,
black.
Well, it kind of
Yeah.
reminds me of like what actual Obsidian is. It kind of has like a purplish tint. It's like
That's true.
whatever. Yeah.
That's true. Speaking of new Call of Duty, how do you guys feel about the new apparent Cold War game that we're going to be getting? Do you guys want to kind of go back in time, or are you all about the nasty exosuits that, thank the Lord, were taken out of the new ones?
What do
Call
you,
of Duty needs to stick to modern. They just need to stick to modern. Honestly, I don't think exosuits and doing anything like Halo belongs in a Call of Duty game.
Okay.
Chance is 110% correct. Like as soon as they introduced exosuits in Advanced Warfare, that's when I started losing interest in the series. And then when World War II launched, that's when I started kind of picking up an interest again.
Yeah, I can remember taking a hot break from Call of Duty because when Ghosts came out, I remember when Ghosts came out, I wasn't a fan of that one. I never bought it. I had my RA at the time in college had it. So I played with him a little bit, just didn't like it. And then everything else, exosuits and all that crap, I was like, this is literally the dumbest thing ever. A lot of people liked it. A lot of people really want Advanced Warfare remake. That's what I've heard. I don't know why, but a lot of people want it. I'm just glad that we finally went back to like a Modern Warfare thing. And then we're going to revisit Black Ops because I always thought Black Ops was pretty solid.
Black Ops 2 needs a remaster, I would have to say.
I could agree with that.
I can agree. I
Give
would
me
like
my
to see
KSP back.
I would like to see all of the Black Ops remastered, to be honest with you. At least starting with the first one to the second one, and then as time goes on, add the third and the fourth and stuff. But I miss the first one, honestly.
Yeah.
I think that what they did with the exosuits and stuff like that, though, it appealed to a certain like age gap, and so like I mean, when they first came out, I don't even remember which one, but like Tim said that he didn't like it. I'm 3 years younger than Tim. At first, I liked it, and then the next game, I was like, you know what, this is too much. It's kind of tacky and weird, and like it's just too much for Call of Duty. And so like I feel like there's that age gap that I crossed in between those two games, where I was like, I like it, and then I just did not like it at all, and then I couldn't go back to the other one either. And so I feel like they were trying to do something there with like younger fans, but in all reality, I mean, the younger fans are going to play either way.
It's true.
I
The
don't-
hardcore fanboys.
I don't think Advanced Warfare was that awful of a game. I'm not going to say that it's not a bad game. I just think that it played okay for how they made it.
I can agree with that. I feel like so. Here's the thing. I won't say Advanced Warfare is bad. I know I just said that I didn't like it at all, but I won't say it was bad. I did enjoy aspects to it. The thing that killed it for me was that exosuit and just how sporadic movement was with different abilities. I remember
like the air dodging.
Yeah, that was dumb to me. That was like, there's no reason I should be shooting at a guy and he can air dodge and kill me in a Call of Duty game. That didn't make any sense to me. I love the one-shot pistol, though. That was the best part.
I feel like I need to ask, was Advanced Warfare around the same time as Halo 4 or Halo 5?
Oh, gosh. I know Halo 5 came out in 15.
Because here's and one of those two Halos introduced air dodging as well.
Call of Duty Advanced Warfare came out in 2014, so that is after 5, so before 4. Or, excuse me, it was before 5, after 4. November 4th, 2014 is when Advanced Warfare came out.
Okay, I think it was Halo 5 that introduced the air dodging. They must have... Yeah, Jesus Christ, it really has been a long time since we got a new Halo game.
Yeah, it has been a long time. We're going to be going on almost 6 years by the time the new Halo game comes out. That's what I'm guessing. But
it's like F-Zero not getting a game in so many years either.
True. But it is pretty much confirmed via all the leaks and stuff. I think we talked about it last podcast with all the crates and stuff. The crates that all the like big name streamers and stuff have been getting from Activision. There was another thing that came out this past Friday. I didn't personally look much into it. I'm just reading like what we got from it. Pretty much confirming the Cold War and everything that will more than likely take. I shouldn't say everything, but some stuff that's going to take place. I can link the thing in chat. I'll link the thing in chat if you guys want to go through it, chat. But for the most part, it's confirmed that it's going to be in the Cold War, which I'm happy for because I do like that era a lot. That older era warfare, I think, is pretty prime. Better than what we have in terms of newer stuff. I feel like the newer stuff is just like too crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm excited to see a little bit taken back because World at War is my favorite Call of Duty. COD 5 World at War. That was my favorite. So I like that old school fighting mechanics.
Yeah.
What's surprising is it is a lot of World at War's servers are still active.
Really?
Yep.
Like the original Modern Warfare?
No. Call of Duty World at War.
Oh, I'm sorry. I heard.
PC.
On
gotcha.
PC.
Gotcha. I heard Modern Warfare for some reason. My bad.
Yes, the old Modern Warfare has very active servers.
I mean, let's be honest. A lot of people liked that one more than the second one. I remember when the second one came out, I'm thinking about the third, my bad. When the third one came out, people were comparing it to the second, and then people were also comparing it or saying that the first was better. So I remember when that happened. That was interesting.
I don't know. I think Call of Duty games are Call of Duty games. You can't really change up the formula without angering the fan base.
Well, I think they're... Sorry, Grant, go ahead.
Wasn't Battlefield also usually a yearly release, or are they bi-yearly?
I thought they were bi-yearly.
It used to be yearly.
Mm-hmm.
Remember Battlefield 3 and then Battlefield 4 coming out? Or I think bi-yearly, I think.
I think it's bi-yearly.
Okay. Next year.
Maybe. We'll see.
Yeah. I remember when Battlefield 4 came out, that game was hot doo-doo butter at the beginning. It was the laggiest crap at the beginning of the game.
Okay. I was going to say...
Here's the thing. The game, once they fixed their stuff, like their lag issues, phenomenal. So much fun. I would still argue it's one of the best Battlefields ever.
Well, it's because
which one?
Their servers ran at 40 hertz or whatever?
Yeah, it was really bad. Battlefield 4, the one that was super modern.
The one with Levolution!
Oh, that was so cool. I loved playing on
the tower map or whatever?
Map. Yeah, the tower map. Yeah, that was fun. I really enjoyed that. I want to buy it again because Operation the Snow Locker one, that was super chaotic.
Operation Locker?
Yeah, that was the best. I love that one. That one was fun.
Bruh, get it on PC, play with me.
If
I only truly played Battlefield 1, and that was with Tim and Richard, Kai, Mike, we had a whole bunch of people. But
the one that came out a few years ago, Battlefield 1?
Yeah.
Okay.
World War 1.
Oh, okay.
And
the one
Riley?
that was a Battlefront ripoff.
So,
Or excuse me, it looked exactly like Battlefront. Yeah. Remember when Star Wars Battlefront came out and Battlefield 1 looked just like Battlefront? Yeah.
I think Dan's
No,
crazy
maybe I'm
because
insane. Okay, it's been a while.
Battlefront is Star Wars, and Battlefield
I know
1
that.
was literally World War One.
No. Sorry. I know that, but like the games looked the same in terms of like graphics. Like I remember like the desert maps, they looked almost like in terms of just visuals.
I
You
wonder.
see what I'm saying?
I wonder why that would be, Dan. I don't think they were made by the same developer.
All right, never mind.
Also, comparing two desert maps is kind of like. I just
remember playing Battlefield 1 and watching someone play Battlefront, and I was like, I know it's made by the same developer and it's the same engine, but I was like, it just graphically it looks the exact same. Anyway, moving forward.
I was gonna say, do you think COD can make a Battlefield style game without getting sued?
Nope. I don't think so. I think if they do the leveling stuff, their servers wouldn't be able to handle it because they're already cramped. They can't run with over 100 people on the map half the time. Not to mention multiple.
I wonder what game that sounds like. Tarkov.
Warzone, or not Warzone? The large whatever the
Ground War.
The Ground War.
Ground War's so
The
bad.
The only difference is the buildings don't blow up. I'm not wrong.
It's true.
Like
the only reason to play Ground War is for the Rytech.
Not wrong.
Yeah.
Like the Rytech is so good.
Isn't that the sniper rifle where it hits the ground and it explodes, or it hits the surface and it explodes?
I mean,
That's
if you,
an
have,
epic
if you have the explosive rounds, or if you have the thermite rounds,
Thermite rounds.
Gross.
you can shoot through
Gosh.
riot shields.
Hey, that'd be nice.
Hey,
I hated
that's
riot
pretty
shields. I
good.
hate riot shields.
That's why I always carry a thermite.
Always carry the thermite. I just huck the nades. I'm the dude who will spawn, throw the nade in the air, watch it come down behind the building, and get the kills. That's me. The random nade.
I use a Semtex for riot shields, not thermite.
I don't know, Dan. I'm pretty sure you're the guy that stands in the spawn, throws the nade straight up, and it sticks to him and then dies.
Yeah, I sit there and I play hot potato with my own grenade.
You ever see the movie Grown Ups where they play arrow roulette? That's just Dan with his grenades.
Dude,
I've
funny
played that
story.
before.
When I was younger, I had one of those really like those stupid children's bow and arrows, and my brother and I would do that. I'd shoot it up in the air and we'd run from it, and it was pretty fun. Neither of us got hit though. And it was like the dull tips. I mean, like it still would have hurt really bad, but it was like the dull tips. So like,
Would have been
It
a
wouldn't
lot
have pierced,
cooler if
probably.
you did.
My brother and I did the same
Still
thing.
in my
We had a shipping crate in our field, and there was a little hole in the top. So you'd try to shoot it straight up through that hole, and then you get to the corners where there's the most support in the shipping crate, and see who stays the longest. Because either the arrow is going to come right back through that hole, or it's going to come back through at some other point in that roof. Thankfully, we never got hit, but
that's good, Grant. I'm glad you're not
Good.
it was
dead.
great.
Glad you're not dead.
If
I
only-
wish I was.
Oh no.
Oh, jeez.
You know who else might be dead? Epic Games on the Apple Store.
Might
No.
be. I'm pretty sure they are.
No, here's the thing. So as of right now, of course, we know Epic Games is not on the App Store or the Google Play Store. But Apple pretty much came out to say, yo, we're going to threaten you with a lot of stuff, and that's not going to be good for you. Epic was filing a blockbuster antitrust lawsuit against Apple, claiming it places illegal restrictions on the distribution of iOS apps. And then pretty much Apple came back to pretty much slam them and saying like, we did everything we can. You are in breach of our contract. Because everyone has to. If you want to put the app on the App Store, like you pretty much sign a contract. And if you break that, then Apple has every right to do what they want to do, and that's usually take you off of the App Store.
Yeah.
How do you guys feel about Apple becoming such a big entity that they can take someone like Epic Games like that and just say, "Nah, we're good"? Does it scare you at all?
No, not in the slightest.
I mean,
It doesn't.
I don't develop apps, so it doesn't scare me personally.
It doesn't like scare me, but I think it'll be interesting to see the outcome of this because like yes, you sign a contract, but if that contract contains in any way like even a loophole of illegalities, then Epic could still win their lawsuit, and that could either change things one way or the other. I mean, if Epic did somehow win against Apple, then I feel like a lot of mobile games could be switching up their in-game purchases. I mean, so I think it'll be just interesting to follow that and to see if they win or if Apple just completely crushes them, which is probably more likely at this point. But
I mean,
But
I'm
even with
sorry.
Sorry, go ahead, Chance.
No, you're fine. I mean, I'm just like when companies start getting on their high horses, they need to get knocked down. Personally,
So are you saying that Epic Games is technically
Epic is
speaking in the
getting a
wrong?
little bit of an no. I'm saying Epic is getting a little bit of an ego.
Okay.
Yeah.
Apple, a spokesperson for Apple, pretty much came out to say this. Epic Games took the unfortunate step of violating the Apple Store guidelines, and the spokesperson said that Apple would make every effort to work with Epic to resolve the violations. And if you guys don't know what's going on, like I said yesterday, or last podcast, there's just a lot of talk about what's going on. Lots of bits and pieces of information that are different across different news outlets and people talking about it. So you kind of have to, do your own research and look into it, just because there are like little things that just make it hard to actually figure out what's going on. But pretty much, Epic Games just added in a feature to where you can directly pay them and bypass Apple's payment system. And so, of course, that violates the contract. That violates the thing because Apple needs to get, or they say that they need to get paid 30%. And because they're not getting the 30%, boom, that sucks. You are off of the App Store. It'll be very interesting.
Now I have to ask: was it noticed immediately, or did it take them a while to notice?
I want to say it was in 12 hours. I want to say it was like 10 or 11 hours or something like that before Apple like pretty much noticed it and just kicked them off, said no. So, and here's the thing, this is only Apple, this isn't Google, because Google did the same thing in terms of we're going to kick you off the App Store. But I feel like they're a little bit more, not to say Apple isn't working with them, but Google sounded a little more, hey, we will work with you with this. Like from the beginning, we just have to take you off right now.
Yeah.
But
go Google.
Go Google it, dudes. It's insane just the steps that Epic Games is taking. I don't know how it's going to work out, to be honest, because I know a lot of people are against the big tech companies and stuff nowadays. Even though they have rules against this stuff, they're against it. So I don't know what's going to happen.
Now, are they sure that this wasn't all because of the little advert that Fortnite was streaming constantly?
Well, apparently, and I've heard a lot of speculation about this. This advert that Fortnite was streaming, of course, took time to make. So Epic Games knew that they were going to do this for a while. Who knows exactly how long, but a while. Not to mention the amount of money that Epic is making. They knew that they could probably attack this, both in Apple and Google's Play stores, because if they get taken off, they're still going to make a lot of money. You could look up the amount of money that people make off of creator codes. If you're a big name streamer, you can have people put in your creator code and then you get paid a like small percentage of the V-Bucks that people buy. And so based off of that, you can then kind of estimate how much Epic Games is making. And because of how much they're making, they felt like that they could attack this. So I say all that to say it's been premeditated, and no one knows how long, but it's been premeditated.
I mean, they already earned enough money just from off of their own launcher from people buying V-Bucks. I don't understand why they would want to jeopardize anything in terms of the Google Play Store.
I think it's just because it's the mobile market. Who knows if they're even getting a ton of downloads, if they're like really able to even, I don't know. They're so big. They're just so big, and there's so many things to talk about. I could keep going on about it, but I'd feel bad about talking so much.
I wonder how difficult it would be for a company like Epic to just make it so that you could download Fortnite to your mobile device, like from their own website or from their own app.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking too. Like, you know how on a PC you can download the Epic Games launcher or whatever?
Yeah.
Why aren't you able to do that on your phone?
You can do that on Android. I'm not sure if you can do that on Apple's phones, simply because, like I said before, Apple makes smartphones for dumb people, and so they're very restrictive of the stuff that they allow people to do on their iOSs.
I'm so tempted to make a joke about that.
Bro, It's true.
I'm so tempted to make a joke, dude. I know it's inappropriate though.
Then don't make it and message us later or tell us after.
Put it in the thing.
Don't open these memes. Don't open these memes.
Put it. Is it like something you can type out or?
Yeah, it's something I can type out.
Okay, type it in the outline.
Okay.
Oh gosh, I want to start laughing. It's gonna get bad.
Good.
Speaking of bans, we know that President Trump ordered TikTok to pretty much be banned in the States after 90 days or 45 days, 90 days. Apparently, there is. If you guys know the company Oracle, if you don't know them, you can look it up. I'm not going to explain pretty much what they do, but Oracle is now in the race to try and buy TikTok. How do you feel about that? Understanding the fact that it's Microsoft's thing right now, or at least Microsoft's pretty much the lead horse, if you will, in terms of buying this. No one?
Sorry, I'm typing out. I'm typing something out.
I didn't know this, but Oracle and Microsoft's bids are not for TikTok's worldwide business, but for the sections of the company's operations in English-speaking countries. Although the reasons for the limited sale have not been disclosed, the four nations represent all the members of the Five Eyes Surveillance Alliance, other than the UK, where TikTok is attempting to place its international headquarters. So it's interesting to me that they're not actually buying the whole company, because I was under the impression they were trying to pretty much outbuy ByteDance and whoever else holds TikTok to pretty much just buy it from them. That's what I was under the impression of.
I understood that they're only selling for the portion that they needed to be able to stay above the water and stay not banned. But I don't know. I think it's interesting that there haven't really been that many huge companies trying to get in on this. TikTok is flipping huge. They just created a $1 billion creator fund, and companies are maybe.
Do you think
might want that?
Do you think it's because no one wants to go into it because these big name companies in China are into it and they're just worried about their information even after the fact it's bought to for something to go bad? Or what do you think? Give me a hypothesis, Grant, as to why you think maybe big companies just aren't into it at all. If you got any hypothesis.
I mean, if anything, I would say that it's right along those same lines, that they're just nervous about it because there's reasons why it's being threatened to be banned.
Mm-hmm.
But once you own that, I feel like you have enough control over what information is shared that you wouldn't necessarily need to be worried about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I find it interesting that we haven't heard much about Microsoft's bid on TikTok and how that's moving forward, because I have a feeling that they should at least be putting out stuff in terms of negotiations. Maybe, I'm not sure. I guess legally, but negotiations. Just in terms of trying to buy it, but
maybe they're just too busy. All these companies are just too busy dealing with Epic that they're just don't even know.
Yeah, there's too much other news. They're just what's TikTok? It's gonna die anyway. President Trump hates it. I don't want to support that. Maybe that's what it is.
I refuse to let TikTok die.
I like TikTok. I find so many good memes.
Has that vote not happened yet, or is it just not going to happen?
I don't
Trump
think it's
used an
even a
executive
vote.
order.
Yeah.
He went over the Senate and stuff and said, this is going to go in effect in this amount of days. I am the president. I can do what I want. I mean, here's the thing. The president has power. President has executive power for, I'm not sure if it's I know there's restrictions and stuff, but I don't know what those restrictions are, but he's got executive power and he can pretty much put in place certain laws just going over the Senate and whatnot. I don't know the restrictions though.
To an extent, I think there's a way that they can revoke whatever law or whatever it is that he puts in place, because I remember I remember in middle school studying about it. It's a rock, paper, scissors thing. One has power over the other, or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I mean, and Trump did do an executive order against DACA as well, and that got overturned.
Oh, gotcha.
So, I mean, it's not the first time, but it sounds like they're not really trying to do anything against it. I guess Senate might have better things to do than worry about TikTok. I mean, I don't know.
I don't know.
All I'm saying is that if you're a big company, you got the money, you might as well get in on that, especially with the amount of people flocking to it. It's so easy to grow on that if you just like play your cards right and like play your hashtags right. It's so easy. Just because the algorithm is nothing that anyone on the social media platform has ever seen before. You just reach so many people. It's insane.
Yep.
You just slap cheese on your grandmother's face and you have an instant follow.
Exactly.
So,
If you're a girl, you just twerk a little bit and you just got millions of followers. Easy.
I mean, if you're
I
a
don't know
boy,
what's
you
going
just
on
twerk a
there.
little bit. Yeah.
Following.
Yeah. I mean, all you have to do is just like, oh, I walked into a dark room and the lights off, just get down. Black Lives Matter. That's what people are doing. Funny stuff like that. Don't tell
Dan,
me you haven't seen those.
why don't you just twerk on TikTok?
Bro, I did it on here once, all right? I
And
already
it's
did
on
that. I don't need to
TikTok.
do it again.
I want to see it on TikTok.
It's already
Alright,
on
I'll do it.
TikTok.
That's right. It is in the
It's already on
BroTalk
TikTok.
It
Yeah,
is.
too.
It's
All
on
the
BroTalk TikTok.
BroTalk TikTok?
BroTalk TikTok.
BroTalk TikTok.
Oh, yeah.
Isn't that a great name though? Like,
It is
Go on.
pretty
The
creative. I like it.
BroTalk
BroTalk
TikTok.
Bro, talk ding dong.
You know, when we first
Like-
thought of the name BroTalk, I wasn't really a big fan of it, but now it's growing on me. It's like,
Did you have any other ideas?
no, not really.
Okay, no, I want to talk about the name real quick. Screw the Nintendo stuff that we're going to talk about, because let's be honest, who cares about most of the indie games? But we're going to talk about them anyway.
True.
What names did you guys? What names did you think of? Or sorry, I don't mean to sound like rude when I say, but like, did you have any ideas of names?
I had a couple, but I don't remember what they were.
Oh, okay.
literally the only one they came up with was like it's about the same level as BroTalk. I was like, we could name it The Agenda, and then like when we open stuff, we could be like, oh, what's on the agenda today? Oh, and like it was just kind of a play thing there.
You're
But
sounding an
I
awful
really
lot like Keemstar there.
Bro, when I think of The Agenda, I think of that one show on TV. It's a bunch of women like Whoopi Goldberg and a bunch of other like big female influencers sitting around. It's called like The Talk or something like that.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
on The Agenda. And I was
The
like,
View.
View.
what? That's what I thought of at least. It was just
Oh.
funny to me.
Bro, we should
Yeah.
we should just like meme the shit out of some stuff and be like, let's get right into the news.
Let's
Get
go
right
into the news.
Get right into the news.
Where's my G Fuel sponsorship?
I just like the name BroTalk TikTok is both the most unoriginal thing and also a decent play on words.
Yeah, I like it.
It's a little bit of both.
It kind of rolls off the tongue in a BroTalk TikTok. It rolls off the tongue in a pleasant way.
Bro, talk TikTok tic tac.
That was a LaCroix
Tic-tac-toe.
burp, by the way. Please sponsor us. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Tic Tacs?
That was a burp
It was
brought
coming,
to
bros. You guys
straight
knew it.
from LaCroix.
Yeah, exactly. Please sponsor
Shit.
us, dude. I'm trying so hard. I'm plugging you guys in like none other. Just somehow
I
find
emailed
it
them
to
last
give me
week,
stuff.
and they haven't said anything.
I'm going to
Dude.
email them again.
Dude,
That's-
Dan, you just need some like TikTok, like not TikTok flavored, fucking LaCroix flavored Tic Tacs.
They
LaCroix flavored Tic Tacs.
They
Yeah.
probably honestly thought your ploy for a sponsorship was fake. They're like, nobody wants us to sponsor them. Like, who would want us to sponsor them? Our drinks taste terrible.
We do. We want to.
Saying that, Dan will never get his sponsorship.
All I'm
I mean, we
saying
can
is,
just cut that part out. That's easy. We can just cut it out.
all I'm saying is, LaCroix, if you sponsor us, I'll change my views on your drinks.
Only soy boys,
Look
big
really
LaCroix,
deep
big
into
LaCroix.
the camera.
Look at me. Look at me. I am a
Man.
sellout when it comes to sponsorships.
Where's
Where's my
Dan,
G
why are
Fuel
you such a soy
sponsor?
boy?
Guys,
I can
I
be a
just want
sellout
this
when it comes to
LaCroix.
actually like being sold.
Dan is not a soy boy. He's a LaCroix boy.
I'm a
LaCroix
LaCroix
boy.
boy.
That's
LaCroix boy.
I'm
worse.
a LaCroix boy.
He's a Croy boy.
I'm a
He's
LaCroix boy.
He's a Croy baby.
Big Croy, baby.
No. You're so mean to me. I didn't do anything. I'm just out here plugging in a drink. I'm like, oh, Dan's a LaCroix boy.
Oh, Dan, how's your morning? Good, good. Why are you so homoerotic? Why are you fat?
Oh my gosh.
Why are you so gay?
Okay, Chance.
I'm sorry, but that was the best thing me and Tim could have done to you.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah,
the
it
best
was.
thing. No. It wasn't.
Literally was the best thing that could have happened to you. that entire day.
Dude, sponsored by
And then
water,
we want to
okay?
talk about indie games.
All right,
right.
listen. I come in, I'm like, good morning, guys. Dan, why are you in here? Dan, expletive. Oh, what did I do? I didn't do anything. I just came and say hello. That's all it was.
No, we
was
said
a
good
meme.
morning. We said
Yeah,
good
Yeah,
we
you
morning.
said
said
good
good
morning and then
morning
just
first.
pounded me into the ground. Pile drived me straight down. Couldn't even gasp for air. You guys were just getting me.
Know your
Dan, I have
place,
nothing
trash.
You or LaCroix.
We're putting you and your Croy boy ways down into the dirt.
You guys are mean to me. I didn't do anything. All right, I want to move us forward just because we're talking. We just spent 10 minutes talking about LaCroix. So if you don't sponsor us, you're literally losing out on money. Anyway, Nintendo stuff. Nintendo had an indie direct today. I want to say they showed 9 different games, 8 of them looking really just meh. No.
now, met by your standard, or
They're indie
I mean,
games.
they're indie.
Chance, did you
Personally,
look at the list?
I'm not a fan of indie games. I just never like. There are some that are pretty good. Like for example, Celeste. Remember that game that came out like 2 years ago? Celeste. That was
Stellaris?
no, Celeste.
Celeste.
No, is it?
It's Celeste. It's a platformer.
It's a platformer.
No, I know,
You should look
of
it up.
Celeste, but I was saying like Stellaris is like as a example. Because I don't know how
Stellaris is-
big of because I don't know how big of a company Paradox is.
Paradox is decent sized. They just make a lot of RTS games. Anyway, excuse me. There are 8 games that I personally could care less about, and only one of them that looked really cool. So I'm going to talk about the only one that I care about, and that is called A Short Hike. It looks like a really cool puzzle game, kind of ripped off of Portal. They have cubes and everything, just like Portal, but it looks really cool. I personally am into it. Apparently, it's got what people say the quaint charm of Animal Crossing with a wide open exploration of the Legend of Zelda. So it looks pretty cool. I
You're
personally
talking
am
about Manifold Garden, right?
Which?
No, I'm talking about A Short Hike.
Which?
Oh wait, no. Wait, Manifold Garden. I'm so sorry, Manifold Garden. I
Oh
just
my
butchered
goodness.
everything. Well, here's the thing. A Short Hike doesn't have a video in this thing, but anyway, I got confused. So everything that I just said, ignore that because I'm going to move over to Manifold Garden, not A Short Hike. Manifold Garden. The surreal and absorbing Manifold Garden, which is previously launched on PC and iOS, is coming to the Switch later today. So it's probably on it right now. Along with the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, the game has players navigating an MC Escher-style landscape, trying to understand a world made entirely of impossible architecture. It looks really cool. You should watch a trailer if you haven't given it a look-see. And that's called
Minecraft has
Manifold Garden.
Minecraft
What?
has blocks.
All right, dude, get out of here. There's also another game called Garden Story. You play as a grape. Guess what your name is?
Dr. Grape with a silent G.
No, it's called Concord. You're Concord the grape.
The
You're
Grapist?
dabbing on that one all the way to the bank,
Wow.
bro. That one was a pretty
Wow.
good one, I thought. But
Dan, the
for
only
most part,
grape Dan, the only grape I care about is the Grapist, okay?
the grapist, the greatest grape.
No, not even close.
You guys, I'm gonna get banned if you keep trying to innuendo that. Those innuendos you can't say.
What can't we say, Dan?
100%.
Yeah, what can we say?
You
Give-
guys are gonna
give
drive me
us-
up the wall.
Give us some
Last indie
context.
game that I feel like really blew up and that I got excited about, even though I still haven't actually played it myself. I actually saw someone else playing it and I thought it was really cool. Was Super Hot.
That was fun.
Super
It
hot.
was like super
Bruh.
slow motion
Hot.
to like grab a gun or something or whatever it is. But
So
I
the-
thought
No,
that
it was until you moved.
However
like, if you
fast-
stood still, it was all slowed
Yeah,
down.
no, however fast you as the player moves, that's how fast the enemies move. I literally
Yeah.
just played it in VR at my sister's place,
Oh,
like, last weekend.
How good is it?
Oh, it was freaking hilarious. Like, I was just picking up knives to throw at people and grabbing guns in slow motion, and I was like, why the heck am I going so slow? And then my brother-in-law was like, the enemies only move as fast as you do, so the faster you move, the faster they're gonna move. So I would, like, slow down and, like, super slow motion, look like an idiot. Friggin' my nephew's like, what the heck is he doing? He looks like an idiot. This is my,
you
like,
actually have to. So I'm sorry, but with a VR headset, because I know nothing about them, do you have the two controller things and those are how you move, or is it when you actually like physically move, it moves?
So the way that it moved with Super Hot, the way like it would spawn you in different areas or whatever. So like you'd spawn in one area, you would you grab your stuff and do whatever in that certain area, and then once you were done with that, it would teleport you to a different area.
Okay, gotcha.
Just gonna throw that into the chat for the lovelies.
Oh my gosh, no! If it's anything bad, I'm just opening up to see what it is. What is? No, you guys are awful. You guys are awful. Is there any other indie games you guys are really into that Nintendo talked about? I mean,
I have never been into Nintendo games.
All right, that's it. We're fighting.
Yeah, I mean, the only time that I've ever like played a lot of Nintendo is when we were gifted a Nintendo 64 from my brother-in-law. Because he had an extra one, and like he gave us one, and then we had like it was a transparent green.
Oh,
nice!
Just what a great time. But yeah, I mean, I think I briefly mentioned this, yeah, in a different one, where like we played a lot of the NFL game where you just like set it down and won.
Yeah.
Played some Donkey Kong.
Donkey Kong 64 needs to be remade.
Dude, that is the best Donkey Kong game by far.
It is one of the best Nintendo 64 games by far.
Have you ever played Donkey Kong Country? You
yeah.
uncultured swine.
I have played Donkey Kong Country, and I still think Donkey Kong 64 is better.
Well, you're entitled to your opinion, even if it's wrong.
I've never been a fan of Nintendo. At least from 64. After 64, I just never into it. Like GameCube, I owned a GameCube, but I was just like, whatever. Like that's what I mostly played on, and I didn't really like. I played it because it was what I had, but I wasn't like super into it. And then it wasn't until like I got an Xbox where I was like, video games are great. You know what I mean?
Smash Brothers Melee.
I was good at that game back in the day when I was a kid.
Dan, play some Smash Bros with me.
I don't own a Switch. Come on, don't do that to me. You do that every time, and I always feel so bad.
Dude, you can just get Parsec and connect to his console.
I could do that.
I don't know how you do that, but
you can do it, but I don't know how either.
I don't know either. If you care about Untitled Goose Game, they're going to be getting a 2-player co-op mode that will be at the beginning of next month, I think. It's not a whole new game. It's just a co-op mode. So if you're into that, cool. I never played it.
I didn't even bother. It just looked like a walking simulator to me.
I haven't played it. I watched PewDiePie play it, and it was one of the greatest experiences of my life.
Untitled Goose Game is the actual title?
Yes.
Yeah, that's the name of the game.
Literally, just go watch PewDiePie's playthrough. You will fall in love with that game.
It looks pretty funny. I've watched a few people play bits and pieces of it, and I did enjoy it. All right. Gonna move us forward because let's be honest, Nintendo indie games, I'm sorry, just not my forte personally. And I don't think a lot of us really cared about what was shown.
I mean, I'll say this, as far as indie games go, I prefer indie games more than big company games.
Okay.
I just
the guy who plays Call of Duty.
Yeah, Call of Duty.
Yeah, I mean, I still play AAA titles. I'm just like, I prefer indie games.
I understand. There is a very large market, or excuse me, a very large community of indie game players that I honestly had no clue existed until just recently when all the indie games are coming out and people are just going off about all the things that they want in certain games. I was like, geez, I've never known that there is such a large market for people like that.
Dude, have you looked at Steam?
I mean, I don't like read through Steam. I don't pull it up and I say indie games. I don't do that. It's not my thing. I'm the kind of guy that doesn't have a lot of time to really play games, except, on my days off. And even then, like, I try to not play a ton. And so if it's like a 10-hour game that I have to try and play, I don't want to spend money. First, I don't want to spend money on a game. Sorry. I do my best to try and not buy games. And two, I just like, if I have to spend, say $15, $20 on a game, it's only going to, last 2 days for me because I want to play it on my time off. It's just like I'm sorry, like I just can't personally do that right now. That's where I'm at.
That sounds like a personal problem.
Yeah, it sounds like a you issue.
Yeah, I just don't like it.
Sounds like you need to buy a Switch and play some Smash with us.
today.
It's okay. Welcome to my life, Grant. I'm sorry when I do bully you. I really mean it out of love. And when it is directed at you from me, I hope you can see where it now comes from.
Yeah, Dan has to deal with 2 bullies. You only have to deal with 1. Now shut up and be quiet while we bully Dan.
I literally just smacked around like the BroTalk hoarder. Like,
get on with the talk. Go.
Yeah.
You
Jeez,
kept
Dan.
talking about
Get on with the talk.
All right, so we're going to talk about Games Pass now, all right? And there is a game that came out today that was also put on Games Pass. A lot of people are pretty much saying, why buy this game for $60 when you can just play it on the Games Pass? Very true. And that game is Flight Simulator. For those of you that don't know, this is a game about flying planes realistically in a video game. What's also really cool about this game, though, is that Microsoft, or whoever made it, I would assume it's just Microsoft because I haven't heard of like a direct company name attached to it. They made a full-scale replica of the Earth that you will literally fly. So let's just say if you want to fly from Sydney to LA, you're literally flying that in real time, all like, was it like 18 hours or something like that? You're literally flying that in real life. What's also really cool is that you don't have to load the entire map, because if you were to load the entire Earth, 2,000 terabytes of data. That's a lot of data, and I'm pretty sure people don't have that many hard drives.
Yeah,
I wouldn't want to do that.
I'm kind of reading what one of our viewers, another Tim, is saying, and that doesn't seem okay to me.
That's it's a little scummy what they're doing, I will say that. And if the game really isn't working, I'm sorry to hear that. Tim's saying the game doesn't even work, which sucks. I've seen like Lyric and like other big streamers play it, so I'm not sure what's going on there in terms of what's not working. But I do know that if you want to play the game, it's kind of cool because it will load sections of map at a time, and you can kind of like dictate how much it loads in case if you're just doing a short flight or something like that, so you don't have to literally download or stream, I guess, gigabytes and gigabytes of data and kill your bandwidth, especially if you have a limited cap on your internet. It sounds like a really cool thing, though, and I know a lot of people were really looking forward to this. Would you guys ever play Flight Simulator 2020 or whatever it's called?
I play games to not deal with real life. Or not simulate real life.
But flying, though.
Literally, if I want to play Flight Simulator, I'll just go on to Google Earth and just whoosh around the map that way.
That's not a bad idea, actually.
Like,
it's not a bad idea.
I literally Google Earth.
I want to play it just to see if it's as realistic as their claims are, that you can fly over your house, that you can like see like your town. Like that's really like the main reason for me even being interested in it. As far as like flying other places, like I'd rather look up pictures of those places. I don't need to fake fly over. Like it's a really cool concept, and it's really cool that they like made it so that it's the entire world. Like that's insane. But as far as like actually wanting to play for like entertainment, I feel like I would get bored really fast.
I feel like it's definitely a niche game because I know personally I do not want to fly a plane for 12 hours when I could be playing Call of Duty or something that's a little more rewarding. But I do know that it definitely has a market for people like Tim in chat. He's like, I can't wait for it. I saw somewhere that he got out his flight stick, and I was like, dude, that's sick. Like people are really into that stuff, and I do know that there are people who will use that to like simulate flying a real plane just because of how crazy good it is. So I'm interested to see where it goes and if they even fix the game, because let's be honest, a lot of games don't get fixed nowadays.
The only real simulation games that work extremely well are typically reserved for the military.
That is true. I do know that there are lots of simulators that the military uses.
Mm-hmm.
I did hear when I was a kid, and this is probably a lie, that the military used like Call of Duty and Battlefield as like war simulators, and I don't know how true that is. Probably not true at all, because let's be honest, totally different than real life. But I heard that, I was like, oh, that's interesting.
A war sim.
Like I don't know, like maybe Battlefield I can see being a little bit more war like. You have like a one life kind of thing. You like mod the game to where you have like only one life, and everyone has to try and capture a president or something. I don't know. I feel like that'd be kind of interesting. Anyway.
Yeah. Either way.
Yeah, interesting note from a viewer. They said that like you can't actually crash in the game; it just fades to black. Which I mean, I'm not sure how much you'd be able to like
then that's
show
not
or
a true
simulate
sim
in a
then.
crash, anyways. But that's kind of interesting.
Then that's not a true simulator then if you can't crash the plane.
Well, I mean, you also have to be like correct in the sense that like they don't want planes crashing into buildings and people being like Twin Towers remake and post it to YouTube. That's pretty offensive and just
Yeah.
I feel like you have to be careful there.
People do that anyway.
I mean,
Yeah, but I mean, if you have a super realistic game like that, I think you gotta draw the line somewhere.
Also,
And I feel
when
like
you're-
even like military like simulations, they're not like simulating the whole crash. It's if you crash, you crash, and you
Yeah.
didn't. I mean, that's it.
Hmm.
Were you gonna
I
say
don't
something,
know.
Tim?
Huh?
Were you gonna say something?
I mean, to a degree, if you crash, you crash, or if like there's some engine failure or something, whatever. I feel like there should be like some engine failure, like landing training or something like that.
Who knows? I personally have not looked too much into it. Like I said, I just watched a few people play a little bit. I was watching Lyric earlier today, and he was flying over New Zealand, I think. So that was kind of cool to kind of see it. I watched him for like 5 minutes, but he was staring at his like console. You know how like planes have all those buttons and stuff? He was looking at that for a super long time, and I got bored.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. So the game does have engine failure scenarios, from what Tim is saying. So that's pretty good, I feel like.
Speaking of more Xbox news, apparently the Halo devs have said that we need to hold tight for news on Halo Infinite. It pretty much sounds like they don't have their stuff together. You can read a ton of articles and stuff about it, but it pretty much sounds like, going through it a little bit, like they just don't have stuff that they can tell us now, and it sounds like it's just going to get delayed late into next year. Again, could be wrong. Just from what I read, that's what it looks like. But I'm disappointed. I'm very, very hurt by 343.
I feel like saying "hold tight" for news is like saying, "Hey, we don't have excuses for you right now, so just wait until we can make up some excuses."
Yep.
Like
That's what the article is pretty much saying too.
Yeah. I mean, like I said before, like it's a flagship. Well, it was supposed to be a flagship game. You are Microsoft. Like you knew when you were going to release, and then you didn't make it.
Yeah. I'm kind of curious to see though, in terms of, because I know Phil Spencer said this. They were thinking about, and we talked about this Friday as well, but I'm going to reiterate it because I feel like it'll bring up good questions. If they were to release Halo Infinite in stages, what would you guys think about that? Or I shouldn't say stages, excuse me, in like sections.
As far as like what, like multiplayer or like single player first and then multiplayer?
Bug testing, like what?
Well,
You mean?
I mean, the thing is like Phil Spencer said they were going to release the game in sections. I would assume. Do you guys remember when GTA 5 originally came out on the Xbox One or whatever it was? It released campaign first for 2 weeks, and then multiplayer came out.
Yeah, it
Yes.
was the Xbox 360. And
Yeah.
I remember that.
I have a feeling that's what they would do. They would release, say multiplayer first or something like that, if that was more stable, and then the campaign, and then say a Forge world, and then say remakes of games or something like that, or whatever else they're planning on releasing. Because again, we don't really know exactly what they're releasing. But I wonder, would you guys want to have that rather than have them throw everything out at once? Would you rather have bits and pieces of the game in turn, like what they would come out with would be full in terms of like campaign or multiplayer or Forge or whatever it is, but it would come out in pieces. Would you want that, or do you want the whole game all at once?
Me personally, I'd want the game completely done. I don't want another Halo 5
I understand that.
because I want the game to be completely completed. I want everything to work properly upon release. I'm not as upset as a lot of people are with this delay. I saw it kind of coming, even though I was excited if they did push it out for this late year release. The game needed it. That's how I see it. The game needed a delay to finish what they feel the game should be like.
I wonder how much, if the game was to come out, let's just say it was supposed to come out, they didn't delay it. I wonder how much of their vision would truly come out in terms of what is unfinished. You see what I'm saying?
I think it would look pretty similar to the demo reveal. Honestly, I don't think much would change from the demo.
Well, I say all that to say I would be curious as to what would be released and how it would be perceived, because I know that they were trying to go off of what Halo 1 was or something like that. They were trying to mimic that nostalgic feel of like coming on to Halo for the first time. And so I wonder if they were to push the game out, if their vision would have been complete, or if they're seeing that literally everyone else's perception of what they want the game to be is the delay. You see what I'm saying? Like, I wonder if they're not fully done because they're just not done with what they want, or if it's because everyone is just giving it backlash. Because I don't think we've got an official statement from anyone yet.
We really haven't, and I don't know. When anyone brings up the point of a game being delayed, I'll always just throw the same point back. I'll always say it. I've said it in past podcasts. A delayed game can eventually be good. However, a bad game is bad forever.
Okay.
I feel like that statement only works in like scenarios where games weren't able to get updates. Like we were just talking about Battlefield 4, where when it released on launch, the servers were crap. You couldn't really play the game. It was a bad game at launch, but it's literally one of the better Battlefields right now.
Well, here's the thing. Even if that's the case and games can get updates, if you look at Star Wars Battlefront 2 and its loot box system, they might have gotten rid of the loot box system. The game might be really good now because I play it. I think the game's really good now without all that crap within the mix. But the game itself is tainted because of the fact that it was in there, because the fact it was bad. Everyone's going to remember Battlefront 2 for its loot boxes.
Mm-hmm.
I can see both of your arguments, and I agree with both of you. I agree with Chance. I agree with Chance. There are developers that are known, like EA, to be scummy and add loot boxes. And then when Battlefront came out, it was tainted, like Chance said, with loot boxes and with everything that was locked and all this crap. I remember someone did the math, and they're like, if you want to unlock everything in the game, you have to pay like over $2,000 or something stupid like that in loot boxes just to unlock everything. And that shouldn't be the case ever. That's highway robbery. But I can also agree with Tim saying it is, I feel like, a case-by-case basis, because there are some companies, for example, CD Projekt Red, where, let's just say, if the game came out, they never delayed it and the game came out and there was stuff that they had to fix, people would then be like, that's okay. We know that they did their best to test it and everything, and they're putting out these patches, so it's okay. So I feel like it's case-by-case, but I also feel like that a delayed game at the same time. And I'm kind of with Tim on this one in terms of just 343, and I've said this in the past. I won't really go into it, but at the same time, it's like 343's let us down, and I don't feel like they're going to be able to do it. So they should have put out the game, and I've just patched it because that's what everyone was expecting. Then again, there's just so many nuances and stuff, little things that people can say.
There's two sides to a coin. There always will be.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
On one side, you got the developers themselves who want to make the game good and want to make it the best that they can despite upper management. And then on the other side, you got the community who just want, for lack of a better term, just wants the game to be perfect, even though, management says otherwise.
I can agree with that. Like I said, like you said, there's two sides to every coin, but I think it's a little more on a case-by-case basis, given companies' past games that they've put out and how they've handled it, if that makes sense. So it'll be interesting to hear what sort of information we might get in the future, because who knows, they could have delayed the game till January and they just say 2020 or 2021 into next year, and it could be like January 2nd we get the game. Who knows, it could literally be December of next year, December 30th or whatever. So since we have no news, it kind of sucks, but it just doesn't sound good when they say hold tight for some news, because we don't have anything to tell you. Kind of like what Grant said, they're trying to make an excuse.
Yeah.
I would say they're making an excuse to cover their ass for now, but I don't know. Like I said, I would like to hold benefit of the doubt and say that there's a good reason for it.
Yeah.
I can
Yeah.
I can understand that.
I mean, to be fair, I would prefer to have a game delayed and have it be better than what, like, I don't know. I hate being overhyped for a game and then having it be crap at launch. I would rather be reasonably hyped for a game and have it be not as crap. I don't know. Like,
now, is that kind of like how you feel with Infinite? Like, you're not overly hyped for the game, but you're hyped enough to want the game to be good.
yeah, like right now,
Okay.
I'm at, I would say, the perfect amount of hype. Like, as soon as the game starts getting closer and closer, I'll probably get more hyped.
Okay.
As far as your question, Dan, from the beginning of this whole Halo thing, I think that releasing like sections as far as campaign, multiplayer, and other stuff like apart from each other, I think that would be fine for me, as long as it was like that and not like, here's half your campaign, we'll give you the other half later. Like if it was the full campaign, full multiplayer, like stuff like that, I think that would actually be fine. Because I mean, most people, well, in my opinion, most people play the campaign first anyways, but it just doesn't take that long, and so you couldn't wait like a month or something. Like it would need to be like the next week or something.
Okay. Yeah, I personally agree with you on that one. I think that, especially with the hype that they built around it, with them saying that's going to come out on console. And again, I'm sorry, it might sound like we're beating Halo into a pulp, but at the same time, news comes out, so it comes back up. I do think though that Halo, if it was released in sections, I think that would have boded well, much better than what they have currently gone down in terms of the road. So I like your Master Chief helmet.
I mean, we talk about games, and if Halo's the thing that keeps popping up, I mean, we're gonna talk about it. I wouldn't say we're beating a dead horse, but if it's new news, then it's new news. Just because it's all talked about Halo, doesn't mean anything.
I mean, we could literally just rename the podcast like Anthem or whatever and just talk solely about Anthem and how much of a dead game it is.
But you see what I'm saying? Like, just because it's new news. If it's about a certain thing, we talk about it a bunch. There's no reason we can still talk about it.
Yeah. No, I'm just saying. I feel like we kind of come to the same conclusion every time. I just feel bad saying it over and over. That's all. That's all I'm trying to say. I just feel bad. I need to put my glasses back on. My eyes hurt. I mean, I can see where you're trying to go, but what is that analogy?
Maybe that was a bad analogy, but you understand what I meant.
Analogy.
Do we have a technical difficulty scene?
Yes, we
So
do.
whenever Chance goes on a tangent like that, we can literally just hit a button and go directly to technical difficulties.
All right, dude. It was fun. Cancel culture is a thing, so we'll probably never see you again. Have a good one.
Well, we'll miss you guys.
We'll miss you. It was fun.
Well, then again, I don't know.
I can understand, Chance, what you're trying to say, though. All jokes aside.
I don't know how I could probably say like a different analogy, honestly.
You're already judging someone before they even have a chance to prove themselves.
You're judging a book by its
there
cover.
you go. There you go. That's what I meant to say.
You're literally judging a book by its cover.
Judging a book by its cover. There you go.
You beaten her.
Gosh dang it, Chance. Jeez.
That's gonna go into the I don't know what you can even throw that into.
All right.
Don't
You know
open
what?
these
I'm gonna-
memes.
All right. As much as I want to continue talking about this stuff, I want to move us forward before we get another Chance incident. I'm gonna nickname stuff like that the Chance. All right. We're gonna move on from the Chance.
This is the great Chance incident of episode 9.
The great chancening.
Oh come on! I hate you all.
it was the analogy was just off, Chance. I can understand what you're saying. There's 2 games that we're going to talk about real quick before we go into games launching this week. And I think one of these is actually no. We're only going to talk about one, so I don't spoil the other one. But most people, anyway. Apparently, Warner Brothers is teasing a new Batman game. Were you guys ever into the Batman games, the like Arkham Knight or whatever it's called?
No. I've never been much of a comic book hero guy.
Okay. Yeah, Tim apparently doesn't like that.
I have not, but like, I mean, I've been excited for them, but I've never actually gone and played them, other than like Lego Batman I played.
Okay.
So there's that.
Okay.
I mean, I played the Batman Arkham City on the PlayStation 3 when it like first came out. It was released with PlayStation Plus or whatever. So I downloaded it. Didn't really have too much fun with it. But then the Batman Arkham Knight game came out. The most recent one, I believe it is.
Mm-hmm.
And I absolutely loved it. Like,
Okay.
it was like a Batman simulator, in my opinion.
Okay.
In my opinion, it had a really good story. So I went back through and I played Arkham Asylum on the PlayStation 4. And then I think I'm trying to play through Arkham City again. It's just not happening for me. Like, I don't know what it is about that game. So I don't know. It just seems like real hit or miss for me when it comes to those games.
I can understand that. I know that a lot of people were not super into Batman, but those who were into it, so this is going to sound stupid, and just hear me out what I'm trying to say. It was a popular game in the sense that it was a good game. Like I know my buddy played through the trilogy or whatever it was, and he said that like it was a solid series. Like the Batman games were solid. They were made very well. There's a lot of things about them that was just super prime. They were good games. But I also know that they weren't like, I don't want to say not received well, but they didn't gain a ton of attention. It's kind of like one of those things where like when it came out, it was really good. People were like, awesome, like a Batman game. But then after like a week, it was like unheard of. No one talked about it anymore. So I'm kind of curious to see if this big old giant game that, this big old giant news that came out about this new Batman game, if it's ever going to, raise more awareness or, hype or whatever it is for potential new Batman game. Why? I have to wear this. My eyes hurt from staring at a screen all day.
You look like a discount Dr. Disrespect.
Discount Dr.
What'd you say to me, you blonde-haired punk? Bro, I could pull
Man,
out.
even his insults sound discount.
Discount Disrespect.
I've done nothing.
He was Father Respect.
Dad.
This is just constant bullying.
This is bullying, dude. This is a bullying.
So hard to go with that forehead.
Bro, you want to see my forehead?
No.
I have a large forehead. Rip my kids, by the way.
Oh my god.
Do you see my forehead?
Dude, you see that receding hairline? Oh man.
No, I don't see that receding hairline because it's already receded.
No, I'm talking about Dan.
Oh.
Bro,
He's already behind his headset.
Hey.
it's not behind my headset.
Hey, mine
it's
is
just higher up there.
mine is like right here. Like it's very thin right here, but I still have hair. I can
A little bit.
grab on to that little tuft right there.
But should you
A
have
little
hair?
bit.
Shut up.
Should you have
It's
hair?
just
Shut up.
genetics, bro. It's just genetics. That's all it is.
I mean,
It's just
I'm
a
not-
bunch
I
of-
mean,
I'm
I have
genetics.
more hair on my chin than you have on your head.
I mean, I'm pretty bad,
I don't know about
honestly. I'm
that.
already
It's
going
like-
gray, honestly.
like
I'm already going
really
gray.
long in the back right now.
Okay.
Grant, I'm literally gonna come to your house and shave your head.
Dudes, so hear me out.
Happens.
I found a gray back hair last night and I was disgusted with myself. But in my defense, it was over a scar, so it's okay.
Boys,
Dude, in my
Dan
family, by the
has
time I'm
back
like
hair
30,
confirmed.
35, dude, by the time I'm like 30, 35, my family says I should already have like full gray hair.
Gross. Actually, I mean, like, I shouldn't say that's gross. Apparently, gray hair is becoming more normal. A lot of people are even like dyeing their hair gray and don't know why. So I'm not worried about it.
What do
the
you
silver
guys
man.
think? Do you guys think I should just shave my hair bald? Like just shave it?
Honestly, I can't see you like bald.
Okay, all right, Tim, I see you in the chat. I am not that. No matter how much you think I am.
Not
Silver
yet.
fox, dude, you foxy motherfucker. Anyway,
Dude, you're gonna be a silver fox when you old.
yeah, you
Oh
are.
no, Chance has autofocus on his webcam.
Oh no!
Chance. Why are you so blurry, Chance?
Oh,
Hey,
no.
your thing's coming in clear.
He wasn't blurred.
Hey!
He was
Okay,
just
okay,
blurred.
Look how clear he looks right now.
Dude,
That's awesome.
chat, look how
does look
clear
great right
Chance
now.
is.
Why is it coming in clear?
He paid
I
his
don't know.
internet bill on time. So he gets the good stuff.
All right, so enough about silver foxes, even though I really like to talk about that and Chance's just demise. I love it. All right, Tim, do you want to run us through some of the games and stuff that are coming out this week? And
I mean, if I have
anyone- I mean, you don't have to. I can hand it over to Grant.
to. Hand it over to Shut up, Dan. All right.
Okay.
Grant Wazowski.
Microsoft Flight Simulator.
I will
Yeah.
literally throw you into a trash can,
Oh,
Grant.
Mortal Shell and Pathfinder Kingmaker.
Come on, Tim. Go. Get
All
out,
right.
get out, boy. Smack it. Make it yours.
So today on PC, we got Microsoft Flight Simulator. Basically, it's a let's just fly over Bing Maps, whatever. They literally used Bing Maps to fly
true.
over.
Bing Maps, by the way.
Mortal Shell releasing today on the PlayStation 4, the Xbox One, and the PC. Literally just looks like another Dark Souls wannabe. We got Pathfinder Kingmaker releasing on PlayStation 4 and Xbox One today. Looks like an old school RPG like Baldur's Gate or something like that.
Like a JRPG?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay,
We got
okay.
Rogue Legacy 2 releasing today on PC. Looks like a RPG platformer.
You want to know what's funny? Sorry, I want to interrupt you real quick. You want to know what's funny? I haven't heard about half of these games before. Just saying.
I mean, you're not wrong. We got the new Battletoads releasing today on the Xbox One and the PC. Or no, not today. On the 20th. It's literally just Battletoads with an art style no one asked for.
Okay, well, now since you say that, did you play the original Battletoads?
I played the original Battletoads. My favorite
Wasn't
part
that-
is literally just picking people up and throwing them off the edge.
Isn't that the hardest, like, supposedly the hardest game in existence or something like that?
One of the
Have you
harder
played?
games on the
Is
game.
it the
yeah.
hardest game in existence? Can't even
I've
play
never
Dark
played
Souls.
Battletoads.
The only reason I say that is because I'm not sure if
It's-
anybody else here watches him, but he AVGN, Angry Video Game Nerd, he did like a whole video on it.
I know him,
Is it
but I
the
don't watch him.
hardest video game in existence? Has never played Superman 64.
Oh, yeah?
A lot of people just say, "What's the hardest game?" Battletoads. That's like what it goes to.
Nah, Superman
I don't
64.
know.
If you can beat the tutorial of Superman 64, Dan, I will literally do things that I'm not allowed to do in Discord or
All right,
on
trying to get
this
an emulator
stream.
real quick. Hold on.
No.
We got
Hey, Dan, I have a few.
okay,
I have
okay.
a few, Dan.
Back to the games releasing. We got Grief Helm releasing on the 20th. It literally looks like sword fighting, but with extra steps. No joke.
Sword fighting with extra steps. I mean, Dan.
We got Pastel.
Some emulators?
We got Pastel Blind Karma releasing
Yes.
on the 20th on PC. That game literally is just a meme.
Is it like a story, like an anime story, pretty much? Isn't that what you said?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. No.
Like a storytelling game, except there's no.
No. That was the next game. The
Oh, okay, sorry.
I don't even know how to pronounce this. Aokana for Rhythms Across the Blue is literally just anime with extra steps as well. Literally, you're just reading a manga. It looks like.
Okay, nice.
We got
That's a
new.
thing.
We got New Super Lucky's Tale, New Super Lucky's Tale, releasing on the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One on the 21st. It's literally a PlayStation 2 style platformer. And then we got PGA Tour 2K21. It's literally Tiger Woods Simulator 2021.
I love golf, dudes. People don't like it. I love golf.
Releases coming up.
golf. Yeah,
Golf is so much fun. I suck at it, but it's fun.
I mean,
Dan, we should go like mini golfing together.
yeah,
No,
man.
mini golfing's for chumps. Real golf is where it's at. Chance. Real manly golf.
for chumps because I can't
Manly golf.
golf.
Okay.
Yeah, it is manly golf. 'Cause
Yeah.
you gotta
I can't hit the
putt-putt
ball through the windmill.
The crocodile keeps eating my ball.
I guess I'm just a LaCroix boy, dude. A LaCroix boy.
You are a LaCroix
Please sponsor
boy.
us. Well,
It'll happen, Dan. One day.
hopefully maybe some of those games,
LaCroix?
any of those games interested you. I know for a fact very few of them at all interested me.
Very
So,
Let's be honest. Dan wants to do the anime one with extra steps.
dude, I want that so bad.
Because
like he's
Dan's
gonna
a
cry.
I'm
little-
so fidgety because I want to do it.
The one that I really wanted to play was what was it? The Dark Souls wannabe. That one.
Mortal
looked,
Shell.
Yeah, Mortal Shell. That one looked actually fun to me.
That one
That-
got a lot of good reviews early on. I know I refer to Co Carnage a lot because I listen to his podcast every Thursday. It comes out Wednesday, but every Thursday. And he had talked about it a few weeks ago about how it was like in beta or something like that. And it was like a really good beta, and two, it's a really cool take on the Souls games. It's kind of like did you guys ever play Ghost of Tsushima?
Tsushima, that's how you say that.
Yeah, Tsushima.
I was trying to that earlier.
Tsushima.
In Ghost of Tsushima, you can get these different stances, and that's how you fight. You use a stance, and each stance has like its pros and cons. That's kind of like Mortal Shell, except you literally will have different shells, 4 different shells, as I know. And these shells will give you like different abilities and stuff, and that's how you do it. But it's Dark Souls, so like
What
hard.
the hell? The hell is this Bakugan?
Why would you ever play Bakugan? That thing is dead, right?
Yeah. No, because you say shell, and I'm making a joke, Dan. Why you gotta look so far into it?
Also, speaking
No.
of jokes, back to when Dan was saying there was something stuck in beta. Dan is also stuck in beta.
I'm a beta male.
You know, you're a LaCroix boy.
I-
You're a LaCroix boy, beta male.
We're never gonna get sponsored at this point. They're gonna watch this and be like, "Man, these guys hate LaCroix." There's this one dude. He wears a wife beater all the time, and he likes the LaCroix, but everyone else hates it.
Hey,
No sponsor.
all I'm saying
it so
is
bad.
I don't hate LaCroix. I just don't drink it.
Yeah, I
okay.
don't.
I don't think
I
I've
don't-
ever said anything bad against LaCroix.
That's true. Grant is on my side because he hasn't said anything bad.
I have
I
never
don't,
said
I don't drink it myself, so.
if I want to drink something
you
that
would.
tastes like it had been shipped next to a lemon on a truck 2 miles away from the lemon.
Come on, you
Then
can't do
I
my
will
boy
dr-
like that.
then I will
You can't
dr-
do my boy like that, dude. He's just a kid, man. He can't do it like that.
He's just a LaCroix boy.
He's just a
Yeah.
LaCroix boy, dude. A LaCroix child.
Tim, Dan sounds like he's gonna cry.
Oh no.
All right, you guys gonna.
You Croy baby.
That's pretty good.
I'm going to never get this. I'm going to be sad forever. I want to move on to some good news, all right? Because these memes are not good. I mean, they are good, but they're not good. I want to move
Oh,
on to
they're-
some good news.
They're great memes.
Do I need to
Great
send you
memes.
more coach memes? Is that what I need
No,
to do?
you don't have to send us more coach memes. All right, no more coach memes. All right, we have 2 good news articles. I will talk about the first one, Grant, and I'll hand it over to you for the second one. The first one is that Walmart is converting its parking lots into drive-in theaters starting soon. So if you are at home, this is more so for people in the States. And then I know that the coronavirus is picking up around the world again, sadly. But on the bright side, people are going to be able to see this, and hopefully, they can try and do stuff around the world. But Walmart is trying to start drive-in theaters in the parking lots, which I think is really cool. Trying to get people out of the house. Of course, you're going to be in your car, so you don't have to necessarily worry about social distancing. But for the most part, it'll be a drive-in movie theater, and it's going to be. I want to say it's going to be free. I read the thing, and I can't look it
Yeah,
up.
from what I was reading, I think it was gonna be free.
Yeah, so that's really cool. No news. Did they actually talk about movies? I don't remember even seeing that. Like what
know.
movies are going to be coming out?
I don't
Are
think
all-
so.
I think they're
Are all
probably,
movies even shut down right now?
I feel like they're just gonna pick something out of their $5 bins and toss it on like a
Probably.
$25
Maybe.
projector that they sell and tell you
Maybe.
to tune into whatever radio station, and it'll be like playing through one of those crappy Bluetooth
There's like
audio
$25
things.
Bluetooth speakers.
And like
just
you have
have
to
way of
park like
some good news and just
you have to like park like 3 feet away from it just to actually hear it, or else it's gonna be like static the entire time. That's what I feel like
Yeah.
it's gonna. Nah, I mean Walmart's
But-
got some cash flow. They can.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Walmart's got some cash flow. Maybe you'll see Tim working there. Anyway, to answer your question, Chance, movie theaters are still shut down. Depending on the branch, so like Regal or I think Cinemark for you guys, certain theaters aren't opening until September. Some aren't opening until the end of August. Some aren't opening at all as of now. So for the most part, we don't know when theaters are going to open again, if at all, anytime soon. Because by the time this thing ends and we move forward, we're not sure about movie theaters opening up again. But I will reiterate this, and then I'll hand it over to Grant. Walmart's converting the parking lots into movie theaters, which I think is really cool, driving movie theaters. So hopefully I'll get people out of the house, maybe cure a little bit of the depression, if you will. So Grant, take it away.
So the second part of our good news is actually an addition, a little update from Mr. Beast on the good news from last Friday. And he said that good news, we might be able to start the food bank within 30 days. Lots of paperwork and legal stuff around opening a charity. I'll probably make the new channel soon and post some content so it can start making money for the food bank. And so his new channel is going to be a vlog channel around that's like based around him running these food banks. And I think that that's just super cool that he's like, he didn't just promise to do it, but he's like really close. Like he is about to open his own food bank and taking the money out of his own YouTube channels to be able to make that run. And I think that's just so cool.
I think it's really neat that you actually see a big influencer. Because here's the thing: a lot of influencers, they'll like do donations and stuff, and sadly, charity streams, and like that's good and everything. But like you don't see them going up and above Mr. Beast in terms of like, I had a LaCroix burp. Up and above Mr. Beast in terms of actually doing something awesome, like this, like opening up a food bank. Or I think he mentioned in a tweet like a homeless shelter. He's trying to open up a homeless shelter as well. So you don't see these things, trying to help out communities and stuff like that, especially in a crazy pandemic like we are now. So it's really cool to see people like that taking action and doing more than themselves. So yeah. Good news. Hopefully that encouraged you guys a little bit, because I know that the Walmart thing was kind of cool. But I'm very thankful that Mr. Beast is at least acting as of right now in his community. That brings joy to my heart, if you will. But yeah, that's been BroTalk. We don't have anything else for you guys, but we do want to say this. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being here. Thank you for listening. Tim, thank you for being here as always. You're awesome. Adapto Turd Tim, not Tim above me, even though he is here most of the time, except for last week, which he was on a camping trip. So I hope that went well.
Oh, heck yeah.
But yeah, we want to thank you all for being here. If you liked this video, give it a thumbs up on YouTube. If you didn't like it, you hated it for any reason whatsoever, you can give it a thumbs down and tell us why. Tell us what we can work on. Tell us, oh, hey, you guys talk too much about Xbox and Halo. I want you to move on. That's fine. Tell us.
You guys talk too much
open
about
for
that
suggestions.
LaCroix.
Also, if you want to give us any live advice, go ahead and join us on Dan's stream.
Exactly. Yeah, twitch.tv.
/KingServant.
Yeah, twitch.tv/KingServant. In case if you didn't hear Grant say that, just reiterating, because he cut out in my headphones, so that's why I said that, not to overshadow you.
Okay.
But yeah, join us live if you like. We are live every Tuesday and Friday at 6 p.m. Pacific time. So whatever that is in your time zone, you got to figure it out. Sorry about it. But yeah, we have been your bros. Thanks for being here, and we will see you all on Friday for episode 10.
Double digits.
Double digits.
We got twice the podcast members, which means
That's
twice
right.
the podcasts. We're done after
Twice.
10. No.
Yeah, we're cutting it at 10, by the way. So it's no, just kidding.
we're canceled. No.
And we start over.
Yeah.
I do want to say this real quick, Tim. Hopefully you didn't stop the thing. Again, look up
No, I
the
stopped.
Derecho, I don't know, DERECKO. It's the giant hurricane tornado thing that went through the Midwest of the United States. If you guys want to help out, I'm pretty sure they're taking, donations and stuff. So please be sure to look at that, because I know the news isn't covering it as much as it should. And it is a really bad thing that happened. So give it a look. And then again, thank you, Mark, for making our awesome emblem as you see in the middle of our screen. Anyway, we have been your bros. Thank you so much for being here. And we will see you on Friday. Have a good one.
Bye, y'all.